If you create content for YouTube, this video is very important to watch as it describes changes to the upload process, all of your existing videos, and potentially your monetization.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Lauren, and I'm the head of family partnerships here at YouTube.
I'm an animated character. I'm animated. I must be for kids. I must be for kids because I'm animated, right? Look at me. Oh my gosh. Everyone who watches this must be a kid. Now, I have so many arguments with this COPPA thing. It's ridiculous. I don't even know where to start. Where do I start? Where do I start? Oh, I start by this. If you're a kid, see, kid is a stupid definition. That's argument number one. Why don't they say, is this video for those 13 and over, or is this video for those under 13? They didn't say that. They said, is this video for kids? Well, guess what? Goats are kids. Goats are kids. You know what? And goats might want to watch my video. Maybe goats want to watch my video. Bah, bah, bah. Maybe goats are into this shit.
And I'm the head of family partnerships here at YouTube.
And it's so funny because it's like YouTube spent years and years, we want family-friendly content. Now, what does that mean? That means like some parents and some kids, doesn't it? And that's the other thing that's wrong with this whole thing. The definition of kid. They didn't say, is this video for those 13 and up, or is this video for those under 13, which would mean 12 and lower, which you're not allowed to do targeted ads to. They said kids, which is such a vague definition. And then it's the FTC's whole thing on it is vague as it is. So let's take a look at what YouTube's video says. Oh, by the way, if you're a child under 13, fuck, cunt, shit, diddy, poo poo, doo doo, scat cat, anal beads, porno, pyro, sex monsters of whatever. You get it. This is not for you. If you're a kid, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Back in September, we shared the steps we're taking to address a recent settlement with the U.S. Federal Trade Commission.
YouTube's so loving. They're so kind. They're so beautiful. They're so lovely that when they got their $170 million fine, which basically, let's face it, it's $1.70 for Google. YouTube is owned by Google. Google is owned by Alphabet, and Alphabet owns apparently like half of the world. And yet they want to make YouTube creators liable for for what they did wrong, for their lack of control and their lack of simply just denying those under 13 to get on. And if they do get on, just ban them from watching any video that isn't YouTube Kids.
In order to help you comply with the law, we're now required to ask you to mark all of your videos as made for kids or not. You know your videos and audience best, so we've launched a new audience setting that lets you tell us if your videos are made for kids or not. Now we realize this is a big change, so let's dive into some questions you may have. What's considered made for kids content? Per the FTC's guidance under COPPA, when deciding whether or not your channel or video is made for kids, you should think about factors like the subject matter of your video, whether children are your intended audience for the video, whether the video includes child actors or models, whether the video includes characters, celebrities, or toys that appeal to children, including animated characters or cartoon figures.
Oh my God, I'm an animated character. I'm animated. I must be for kids.
Ultimately, we can't provide legal advice, so we're unable to confirm whether or not your content is made for kids. That decision is up to you, taking into consideration these factors. But we want to help you follow the law as much as we can. Check out our help center and talk to a lawyer if you're still unsure whether or not your content should be marked as made for kids.
Well, that was absolutely useless. So to go on YouTube and just to make a video, you're supposed to consult a lawyer?
I'm a lawyer. I read the law, I read YouTube statements, and I'm gonna tell you what they're not telling us about COPPA. Wow, at the end of the video, YouTube says you should consult a lawyer about whether or not your video is kid-directed or not. Listen, I'm a social media lawyer. I've read through these factors multiple times. They're written actually by administrative officials and not legislators, and I can't even tell what they mean, let alone give advice to creators about whether or not they factor in favor of kids content or not kids content.
Like everyone has a lawyer who's doing YouTube. They're not making anything. You're supposed to hire lawyers that cost multiple hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars per hour, to put up your videos that you're making sense on, if you're making anything, because most people aren't. So they have to use Subscribestar or Patreon or anything, or beg for a cup of 50 cents of coffee just to make a video, to do it on any regular basis. Creators are being smashed, and YouTube has the balls, the nerve, the gall to say, we don't take responsibility for this. We are blaming you. And then the FTC, did you see that FTC guy? Let's take a look at him. Do we have a clip of him? Look at him.
Not only can we sue Google and YouTube for compliance with COPPA, but also individual channel owners and content creators. And once this order has been fully implemented, we intend to conduct a sweep of the YouTube platform to determine whether there remains child-directed content on the platform with respect to which personally identifiable information continues to be collected.
If that guy doesn't look like a pedo, I don't know who does. That guy looks creepy. He's the creepiest creep of them all. So I am animated. I'm animated, and guess what? I'm not for kids. I'm not for kids. I'm not for you. If you're here, kids, you shouldn't be here. Because you're not allowed to be here, because you're supposed to be over 13 to be on the fucking platform in the first place, you little shits. So YouTube is fostering a community where people will hate kids, where they will hate children under 13. You know, I get some of it, because those disgusting channels where you have people dressing up as Spider-Man and Elsa, and they're like it just devolves from where you go to watch like an actual Disney video, and then before you know it, it devolves into some sort of weird display of Elsa and Spider-Man having sex and also, you know, I get that, but just ban those fucking people. Don't make everyone else pay for a few bad actors or apples or whatever you want to call it. It's ridiculous. So, YouTube wants you to consult a lawyer. They could have made it three ways. They could have said, this video is for those under 13. And then these channels that are making bajillions, they have they have billions of views, like that one kid, what is it, Ryan's Play Toys or Ryan's Things, where his parents have enslaved him to playing with toys. Now, I guess if you're a kid, that's not actually enslavement. I guess you would probably like it. They're making $1 billion buying every fucking toy in the universe for the kid, and then they're making money off their kid playing with toys. I mean, what parent wouldn't like that? Look, my God, how I pay for toys. I can fucking just have the kid play with the toys, put it up on YouTube, and billions of other kids whose parents don't have the balls or the idea or any sort of sense of control over the children. Here's a video. I'm gonna hand you an iPad, you just go onto YouTube. So they gave consent. If your kids are watching, excuse me, let's reframe from using the words kids, because I think it's a terrible mistake that YouTube has made. If kids are watching, I'm saying it again, if those under 13, meaning 12 and under, are watching YouTube, which they are, then it's the parents' fault, because I don't know any kid under 12 and under who can afford $1,000 phone or a iPad or MacBook. So they're either using their parents or the parents bought them one. So that's consent right there to me, isn't it? Not that I want those little fuckers watching me. I don't care. I'm not even making money right now. So this is not about monetization to me. This is about the blatant disregard for creators and YouTube's whole bullshit message, how much they care about creators and they care about there's gonna be such a huge backlash, because either they're gonna have to delete like 1 million channels. What are these channels that come in the middle? These channels that are PG-13, right? They come in the middle. Like adults, believe it or not, like to watch The Lion King. They like to watch Frozen. They like to watch anime. They like to watch me, an animated character. Can you believe it? Oh my God. Holy fuck of shit fuck. Holy ho! Can you believe it that someone would watch an Avatar or something animated? Oh my God, adults play video games. So you're gonna ban, and then they say, well, you have to choose, and we're giving you 2 choices. This is for children or it's not for children. Well, guess what? There's tons of shit, most shit that's in the middle, that where both adults and children enjoy watching it. And guess what? The actual COPPA rules say that is not included. They cannot sue you for $42,000 per video for something that is general audience. General audience is in there. The YouTube video about this said, well, we can't give you advice. We're just telling you that we don't want to take responsibility for this, so it's up to you. We passed the buck. So consult a lawyer. Well, there's a lawyer on YouTube, and even he says this is bullshit.
YouTube, as it exists now, has content directed at children under 13 years of age. Therefore, it is subject to COPPA law. But it also has adult content, and most importantly, it has content that appeals to both children and adults alike. When I think of content directed at kids and adults, I think of the channel Dude Perfect. The adult men on that channel have a great time shooting Nerf guns, driving RC cars, dressing up in costumes, and children and adults love this channel. But of course, since YouTube has content that appeals to under 13 kids, they've got to comply with COPPA law. Now, allegedly, to comply with COPPA law, YouTube says they imposed this new video marking system on creators, and it went into effect last week. But for a reason to be discussed later on in this video, YouTube chose to create a system that only addresses the first 2 categories of content. That is, children content and adult content. You have to mark under this new video marking system whether or not your video is for kids or for adults. There is no other option. There is no other general audience option where a creator can mark it as good for kids and adults alike. And the guy on the phone told me that this was not the original intent of the FTC when they adopted the COPPA law. The caller then directed me to go to the FTC's website and go to their frequently asked questions on COPPA. I'm going to leave a link to this particular website page in the description section below. I reviewed the answers and questions again on the FTC website, and sure enough, in black and white, back in 2015, the FTC warned everyone that there was a general audience exception to COPPA. Here's the language, and I quote, "COPPA only covers information collected online from children. It does not cover information collected from adults that may pertain to children. Thus, COPPA is not triggered by an adult uploading photos of children on a general audience site or in the non-child directed portion of a mixed audience website." So what does this mean? It means that 4 years ago, the FTC openly recognized that there was a middle ground audience. It just wasn't children's content. It just wasn't adult content. It was content that appealed to both adults and children. YouTube failed to address this general audience in their video marking system. They said that to comply with COPPA, you have to mark your video as either for kids or not. But this isn't true. And as the man said on the phone, YouTube hid from us creators that the FTC has no intent to sue creators over content for a general audience. In other words, the FTC is of the opinion that just because a creator includes kids' themes in their videos, like Pokemon, Fortnite, or board games, just because of this doesn't mean that the creator should lose info cards, end screens, sub notifications, and more importantly, monetization, or be sued.
Can you believe that? Can you believe that? And someone, I don't know if he's telling the truth, maybe he's lying, but in his first video, he didn't have some YouTube insider. It was just his legal interpretation. That's a lawyer who's both on YouTube and a lawyer. And I think that's better than just consulting a general lawyer who doesn't know anything the fuck about YouTube. So this whole thing is going to blow up. They're going to have to fix it. They're going to have to add a middle ground that says this video is for general audiences. Or they're just going to have to deny which they say they do, but they obviously don't. See, YouTube wants it both ways. They still want these under 13, these 12-year-olds and under to come on there and make all this money and say, "Hey, man, we didn't do it. We told them not to do it," and have the FTC then sue creators. And the whole thing's ridiculous and needs to be fixed. And there's gonna come January 1st, 2020, there's gonna be shit to pay because so many channels. Is PewDiePie gonna be canceled? Because we all know, we all know that most of PewDiePie's audience is like 9-year-olds. No offense to you, PewDiePie. You're a good guy. You're fun. I don't necessarily watch your content that much, but when I do, you seem to always have a good-natured, good-hearted, good-spirited motivation towards your videos. But your bro army, come on, you can't deny it. They're probably mostly freaking 9, 10-year-olds because other people don't. Once you get older, you don't rally so hard in these groups. Groups are where you get so hardcore into a group, you need to belong so hard. That's an under 13 thing. Maybe a teen thing, but more so under 13. So what's going to happen to PewDiePie? What's going to happen to these channels where it's like families with like the kids doing things with the parents? Buying toys for their kids, hanging out or playing Nerf gun with. If a father's playing Nerf gun with his son, is that for kid content? Kid is not even a word that should be used. It's so ridiculous. And there is a general audience. It needs to be applied. And I don't know. That's my rant for now. I'm animated and I like vagina. That's not for kids, right? Unless you're a baby goat. Goats like vagina. So I think they used the wrong definition. And it's got to be fixed. And it will be fixed. This is Blackout, the animated avatar version. Not for kids. Not for kids. This channel's not for kids. You fucking kids, if you're watching this, you're doing it illegally. It's not for you. If you're an adult, this is for you. Until next time, this is Blackout. Blackout's box. Love, light, kindness, creativity, and abundance for all. Fuck you, kids. Go fuck yourselves.
Hey you. Yeah, you. Do you like this video? There is a button. It's a very sexy button. It says subscribe on it. I wish I could click on it, but YouTube won't let me. Damn fuckers.